This is Joe.
Hello, this is Courtney.
And I got my buddy Courtney here with me again.
Yeah, Joe's got all the nice toys. I'm coming over as often as he'll have me.
And we are going to be playing through a 2-player game of Noria from Stronghold Games. This was designed by Sophia Wagner. This came out, I think, from Stronghold Games a couple weeks ago. I think is when it hit retail. It's a very interesting game with a new interesting mechanism called, I think Stephen Bonacore was referring to it as like the wheel mechanism.
Yeah, I think I've heard it called the wheel or something.
And we're going to jump over to the board, and I'll give you everybody a quick run through of how we're going to play. And then Courtney and I are going to go through a game and see how we do here. Let's jump over to the table and see what we all have going on. Let me jump over to Twitch. Let me just tell everybody a quick hello. All right. This is the board, and this is our wheels. I can't lift one of these up and show it onto my nice little screen over here, my close-up that I was using last time when we were playing Munchkin. But I'll try to do an explanation of this very quickly. There are going to be 16 rounds of the game. This track here, we're going the first player, which is we did quasi at the beginning of the game. I got first player, so at the beginning of my turn, I'm going to remove one of these. I'm kind of going to set it off to the board. These can be used for 10 times resource counters. So if we run low on resources, we can basically take a resource, put it on top, and then you know you have 10 of one of them. To me, these are very tiny, and I'm going to lose one of these eventually. I would almost rather have like a meeple or something to move up this track than these, because I know I'm going to, because they don't, when you see one, they don't really look like much, but we'll use them.
We'll try them. While you have them,
so far, knock on wood, we haven't lost one. At the beginning of the game, we've already pretty much set up our boards the way we're going to be going. Right now, I'm going to pick a track, which is what we're going to be used for scoring. The 4 different tracks are, you have the Refinement Chamber, and I'm cheating the rules real quick. Refinement Chamber, Settlement, Exploration, Exploration Research, Specialization, and then Division. The whole goal of this game is twofold. You're trying to get your workers up these tracks. In the middle, there's a number, which is basically what you're going to multiply your score by. The way you've influenced the politicians, which are these gray cubes underneath each of the different tracks. At a very high level, that's kind of the gist of the game. Get your workers up the track, influence the politicians. If I influence this track twice, and I got up to over here, number 4, I roll over here. 5 times 4 is 20. For this track, I will get 20 points. We will do that for all of these tracks. And then tiebreakers are whoever basically optimized their engine the best over here, but we'll get to that if we do a draw. Hopefully we don't. On your turn, you're going to do, there's 4 kind of phases, I guess you could say, to your turn. The first one's the influence phase. During the influence phase, you can do one of 2 things. You can do what's referred to as a night shift action, which is going to be spinning your wheel, and you're going to have to spend a knowledge to do that. This is basically explained right here in the middle of the board. 1 knowledge to spin your wheel. You can also do a modification action, which is 2 knowledge to basically either flip 2 of your tiles on your board, or you can move 1 to an empty spot. Okay? That is the influence phase. Action phase is going to be all of the different actions that are here on the bottom of our board. You have to do your bonus disc first. Other than that, your city disc allows you to take an investment, which is what you're going to be spending resources to move up these tracks. That's going to be an investment action. Or you can hit the market over here, and you're going to be able to take or purchase resources. The first 3 resources are free. The second ones are basically going to be actions, so they actually cost. These I randomly set up before Courtney actually got here. I kind of did what you were doing, dropping things out of my hand. That's how I did these. So we have city is going to cost 1. The tool action is going to cost 2. The bonus is 3. The journey action is going to cost 4. These can be any of the resources in any type of mixture. That is going to be your city action. The tool action lets you either upgrade one of your discs that's on your board. You can flip it over to its golden yellow side, which is going to give you 2 actions for that particular disc. Or you can produce When you produce, what you're doing is you're going to be able to produce a column or a row, and you're going to have to basically spend your resources to flip over. And I don't know if you'll be able to see these discs here, but these discs have little resource costs at the top, and they will give you a type of good. That's going to be the tool action. The next thing you can do is actually produce or get resources, basically.
Based on your ships.
And this is based on your ships. So if I had my obsidian here, I will be able to take 1 obsidian as a resource because I have 1 ship. As I get more ships through my journey action, which will go here shortly, you would basically multiply whatever your obsidian is by the number of ships. You'll take that many resources. If you upgrade that, it's basically 2 times the number of ships. Or if you use a bonus action on that, it would be 2 times the number of ships. You can never take more than 4 actions in your turn. But let's get on to the last action that you can take then, and that is the journey action. The journey action lets you visit one of these cloud cities here, which I don't want to flip over because I don't want to spoil anything right now. I should have left one out from the box. What you'll be able to do in that is you can put one of your buildings there, which will let you take a number of these goods that you can then do during your production phase. Or you can take ships that are there. There will be, whenever you flip one of these tiles out, you will put some appropriate number of ships on there based on the color. In a 2-player game, even if there is 2 arrows there, which means deduct 2, you always put at least 1 ship out.
On there, yeah.
You can never have 0 ships. So in a 2-player game, even if it says 2 lower, because you basically go number of players, there could be like a blue arrow going up, which is add 1, or orange, or 1 or 2 oranges going down, which is basically reducing it, but you never go more than 1. And that's pretty much it for the journey action. And that's pretty much it for your action phase. You can also hit the black market over here during your action phase. That can only be done during your action phase. One of the other things I didn't mention, as you're moving up the track here and doing your progression here, if somebody's ahead of you and you want to move up that track, you have to spend an additional resource to be able to do that. I think that's pretty much the gist of it for over there. After that, the third phase that you're going to take of your turn is the politic phase. This is where you can spend knowledge to influence the politicians. You will move one of the gray cubes down, one of the leftmost gray cubes down, and then you will remove one of the rightmost cubes from an area the way we've been doing it. And we've kind of just been sending them off over to the board. But that basically lets you remove something. So if you see your opponent concentrating on one heavily area for progression, you can start locking down your politicians and start influencing them by removing them, which will limit what their score could be towards the end of the game. After that, your administration phase is nice and simple. Any of the chips that you got during the market phase, you're supposed to set right on the center of your board here. And you will, first of all, take your knowledge for the round as you're putting out your buildings onto the markets over there. You will be uncovering different knowledge markers. They are only on the left side of the board, and they will let you take additional knowledge or take 1 knowledge, because you basically start off the game with 1 knowledge, and until you start unlocking these things, you don't get any knowledge. So that's doing a journey action fairly early on is something you probably want to do to start getting your knowledge rolling. Other than that, you will take your knowledge, you will spin all 3 rings clockwise, and they all move in a certain way. The top ring flips around 180 degrees just about. This one does 90, and I think they say this one does 60. You'll kind of see how that goes once we're playing. Other than that, you can then socket any of your discs that you have there, and then it's the next player's turn. The game isn't too difficult. The rules did have a few things that made it a little more confusing, I think, to understand. A few things were explained pretty easily on Board Game Geek. And other than that, I think we're kind of ready to play.
Go for it.
Any questions?
No, I'm good to go.
All right. We're going to start the first turn. So for the first turn, I'm going to move my worker here because we're supposed to do this at the beginning of the game. I'm going to hit this track, the obsidian track. You get to move one of your red workers onto one of your tracks that you would like to hit.
Yeah, let's...
There we go.
Here, we'll have a race. We'll know where each other is. Ready, set, go.
Okay, so other than that, that is the final things we're supposed to do during the setup of the game, and now I'm going to start my influence phase. So now during my influence phase, I have to decide one of 2 things. Do I want to save this to use during my politic phase, Or do I actually want to manipulate my board right now to actually give me more resources? And that is the tough part right now. I think what we're going to do is, I didn't really explain how you activate your board. You activate only the lower half of the board, and you can activate kind of like in 3 different quadrants. You can activate kind of like this way, where I'm activating these 3 in a row, and you have to activate discs that are adjacent to each other, although there can be a gap in between. If I activate kind of like the center columns, I'm either activating these 3 or these 3, or if I activate this quadrant, I'm activating these 3. So that's kind of like the way you're doing the activations of your different discs that are on your board here on your wheel. I think the first thing I'm going to do is I could spend a wheel to actually do the night shift action, which is going to let me spin my board. I think we're going to try that. We're going to try something different today. So what I'm going to do is I can either spin my outer ring or the second ring. I cannot spin my top ring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin this ring like this. And what that's going to allow me to do is activate. I'm going to activate this side over here. So I'm going to get an obsidian and an energy. And I basically just went through the first 2 phases of my turn. I went through my influence phase and my action phase. During my politic phase, I don't have any knowledge. So I can't take any knowledge right now. And my admin phase is basically going to be spinning all of my turns. So my first turn actually, or spinning all my wheels, my first turn is very quick. I will spin this, so I will get a city action next time. I'm going to spin this, so this goes over here. And then this one goes right down here in the middle. And that is it. My first turn.
And there's your first turn.
And we are, oh, you know what? The one thing I forgot to do at the beginning of my turn, I was supposed
take
to
the
remove
little
this.
losing stick thing.
And that was something Kim and I were forgetting to do, though. So
Let's not
forget to do that.
Make the game go longer. Big scores. We're going for big scores.
Could end up with a 26-round game here, and it's only supposed to be 16 rounds.
I think that seemed like a good plan. Let's spin this little cog.
Knowledge.
We're going to go with the middle wheel.
Okay.
Did I do that right?
You spun it right, but that really isn't going to give you any more actions, because remember, you're only activating things below your board.
Yeah.
So really the only way you're going to get to activate something if you kind of spin it the way I did, which is bringing this one down over there. That's the only way to get kind of like another resource if you're looking for that.
No, I'm good. That works.
Okay.
Does what I want it to do.
Okay.
All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate the middle.
Yep. Oh, I didn't even see that one over there, the obsidian.
So
you're
going to get an obsidian and an energy.
And an energy. There's those 2.
That's those 2. And again, because apparently I have none of these little coggy thingies, I don't get to do...
Yep, there's no politic phase, and you're now doing your admin phase.
And you're flipping the next little thing, and we're on to turn 2.
Don't forget to do your wheel.
Oh, my wheel.
Spin all your wheel. Yep.
And this one goes...
That one goes...
to there?
Nope.
No.
This, so it was like that. It's going to go over here like this.
Right.
Because this one lines up like this, and then that one just flips around.
Yeah, let's just do that. That way I got them all lined up the way I need to remember.
I think this should line up with that. That's
that notch.
That's why that notch is there.
There's notches in here.
Yeah, that's what the notches are for there.
There we go. But this way I lined it up so I get 3.
Yes, perfect. Yep, that's the way I kind of did mine. Like that as well. Yeah. So, all right, we are on to round 2. I'm going to go ahead and remove this. As we're moving our way up the track here, you will see us revealing different knowledge icons. That is going to be the total cost that it will take to influence the politicians. Right now, influencing a politician is 1 cost. When we get up to here about the 5th round of the game, it's 2 costs. So you want to try to maybe get one of those in early. If you can, we'll see if we can or not.
And then when this one uncovers, then this is 3 costs to do the flippy thingy.
Yep. And then this is 2 cost over here, as well as
wheels.
1, 2, 3. That will be 4 costs for politicians.
Yep.
So yes, Courtney is 100% correct on that. I did not mention that, but your night shift and your manipulation action do cost more around round 8 of the game or whatever that is. But right now, I'm going to start off with my influence phase. I don't have any knowledge, so I can't actually spin or flip anything around. I'm going to jump over to my action phase. I'm going to activate these 3. So I'm going to take an obsidian and an energy. And I get to do a city action. So the city action that I can do is either start working my way up the track and do that sort of thing, or I can take a market action. I think I'm going to take a market action. And I think what I want to do for my market action is kind of be a little crazy here. I'm going to spend 3 resources. And I'm going to take a bonus. And I'm going to put the bonus right here on my middle disc.
I see where this is going.
And, oh, Kim said it looks and sounds great. Thank you, Kimmy. Appreciate it. My politic phase, I have no knowledge. So we're going to skip the politic phase, my admin phase. The first thing I would do is take knowledge. I don't have any cogs or wheels or anything showing here over in my buildings. So I will spin my wheels around just like this. And what I'm going to do is take my bonus disc and put it right there on the top.
I see.
And that will be the end of my second turn. And it will be Courtney's now.
It is my go, is it? Okay. I'm going to start by exploring, because I'm just going to do my line.
All right, so you're going to do a journey action.
So I'll do a journey action.
So since there are no cloud buildings out, cloud cities out, we have to flip one out. So this is the Cloud City, and I think that should hopefully show up good on the camera, or that might not there. I might have us covering that up. We may have to move those up over there.
Yeah, we'll
I'll have to see how that looks. So this one is actually going to make us put out 1 green ship. As you can see from the kind of golden yellow arrow that's down, you normally put out ships equal to the number of players. Like I said, if there's a down arrow, you will subtract 1 arrow, so that would get 1 ship only. Now this one is black ship, and you should get 2, or you should normally get 2. It says -2, so you would think it's 0. You always put at least 1 out in a 2-player game. So 1 is going to go there. So now Courtney has an option here. He can, he will move his ambassador over to there, and he could do 1 of 2 things. He can take one of the ships and add that to his kind of like fleet over here, which will allow him to get more resources whenever he's producing resources over here on his wheel. Or he can take one of his buildings and actually cover up one of the different goods that are there, and he will get the number of squares that are there. So normally, as the first player there, you can probably get 2 of the lanterns or 2 of the fans. Yeah. If you want. Or if you want the ship, that is totally up to you. Probably doing that is the better decision.
Do the 2 fans.
He will get the 2 fans. Now, these will go over into his kind of like factory, and they will go into the side that shows the resources there. And when he does a tool action, which is with his little tool disc over here, he will be allowed to produce. He can produce, like I said earlier, a complete row or a complete column, or one, in a column over there. So he's going to be producing some fans. So I instantly know he's probably going to start working up his track over here on the fan track, because that's pretty much what you need to do to get points in this game. Other than that,
and then I have my city action.
Yep, you have your city action. Yeah. And we haven't even produced your mycelium yet.
No, we haven't. I will get 1 mycelium. Yeah. I might as well just do that now.
I don't think there's going to be anything
that's going to change that.
Yeah.
And we are going to spend.
So for his city action, he can either do an investment, which is moving up the track, or he can do a market action and visit the market on a nice, lovely rainy day here in Northeast Ohio. God, is it so shitty outside?
It's getting nicer. The wind was actually warm for half a day.
It was 70-some degrees there for 2 days. Yeah. And then we get this 30-degree stuff again.
Okay. Well, the bonus action seems like it might have been a fun one to do, but I think...
And by no means am I an expert in this game, so I don't know if I follow my strategy.
That.
Another city action. Okay.
Another city action.
So Courtney's all done with his action phase. He will move on to his politic phase. He has no knowledge right now, so he can't do that. So he's going to spin his discs.
I would get a knowledge now, wouldn't
I? You get that. Well, your politic phase is before your administration phase. So you don't get that into your administration phase, which you're doing right now. So you will get one right now. And then you'll spin all your discs around. Yep.
And then I get to place it, right?
Yes. Yeah, you place after spinning.
Place after spinning.
And then you can put that on any open spot if you want to, where you want to.
Yeah. Where do I want to? That's the good question. That's not going to ever. Then it falls off right away. So tough.
There are a lot of choices in this game. That's what Kim and I were talking about yesterday. Some of the choices are very fun and interesting.
We're going to do that.
That is not a bad thing. I think Kim did that before, a double city action like that.
Really?
On the top, yeah. I think she did that. I think both of us might have done that the first game when we were playing. We kind of went double cities at first. Because the city action is what lets you hit the market so you can start getting more resources out there.
And that's...
Because then keep in mind, you can use your the night shift action or, the manipulate action to actually move one of those off after a couple of rounds if you don't want to do that. That's the thing to always keep in mind. All right. So it is going to be my turn. I am going to move this over here. And we are now on to round 3. I don't have any knowledge, so I can't do an influence action. I have a bonus showing, a journey action, and a tool action showing.
And we should tell them that you have to choose what you're going to use. The bonus is always the first thing.
The bonus has to go first. So I think what I'm going to do is use the bonus on... I don't know what I want to use the bonus on. Now I have to think for a second.
We broke the Joe. Joe.
Yeah, really. I'm going to use the bonus on the tool.
Okay. I figured that seemed
so I'm going to get 2 tool actions. So I have 2 actions to decide from. So I can take two upgrade actions. I can do 2 production actions, or I can do 1 and 1. You can do any combination when you do that sort of thing.
In his case, he's doing 2 upgrade because he has no production.
So I have no production, so I'm probably going to do 2 upgrade. So I think what I'm going to upgrade is, and I can't upgrade something that I'm going to use. I can upgrade something that I have already used. So I think what I'm going to upgrade is, since I've already used my bonus, I'm going to flip over my bonus. And I'm going to flip over my city.
Seems like it makes sense to me.
Let's try this. I have no idea where we're going to go with this.
Double up on his...
Oh, Kim actually said, yep, she did the first game, worked great. Second game, she overthought it.
First game.
The second game, we were just trying so many different things that we were overthinking things so much. So I did my bonus action for my tool, which gave me 2 upgrade actions. So I upgraded my city and I upgraded my bonus. Because in the rules it says you cannot upgrade something before you use it. But it doesn't say you can't upgrade something after you use it. And I looked on Board Game Geek yesterday, and they actually said that is completely legal. You can upgrade something after it's used.
So spend a resource. Come join me.
So I think that's what we're going to do. I am going to take a journey action. So I can do one of 2 things. I can go over to Courtney's lovely island that he has over here in the sky. But if I do that, I have to pay a resource. I only have 2 obsidian right now, so I don't have a whole hell of a lot of resources. So I'm going to actually flip out my own island, which I will get to go and visit. So I'm going to put my guy there.
We're
going to get 1 black ship and 1 pink ship. We are not getting a lot of ships.
No.
And there are only 5 tiles, 5 different islands, floating islands that we're going to get to visit. There's like 8 or so in the box, so you pick 5 at random, and I did literally just shuffle them and pick 5. So we could get totally screwed ship-wise here and not have a heck of a lot of ships this game, which could make it quite interesting.
Could be a little tight.
But I think what I'm going to do is I want to get some knowledge. So I'm going to hop up here, and I'm going to do the wings, and I will take 2 wings and put those over here in my factory. And that's going to be it. That's my action phase. My politic phase, I don't have a knowledge. It's going to go into my admin phase. The first thing I do is I do get that knowledge that I just went ahead and got. And I'm going to go ahead and spin my wheels. So I'm going to spin this around like this. My journey action is going to hop over there. And my tool will go right there. So that is pretty much ready for my next turn.
I'm going to take the center 3. Because then I get 3 actions. And let's go explore a new island.
You want a new one?
I'll take the new one. Let's go
All
see
right.
what we got for islands today.
Hopefully that will... Yep, I think that should still be seen. That'll be perfect.
That's a
And
extra blue ship, so 3 blue ships.
3 blue ships. Okay, so we're going to be...
Or
No, black ships.
black ships.
The blue symbol means an extra
The blue
one.
symbol means an extra one. I'm like,
I was like,
blue ship?
there's a blue ship?
Yeah, it's anything I want.
So there are 3 black ships on there. So there we go. We finally got some ships.
I got some ships. Now, do I want to ship or do I want to drop?
Do you want to ship or do you want to drop another factory there?
Well, I'm gonna need the black eventually.
Yeah.
So
yep.
I will take the black ship.
All right.
I'm gonna eventually need to get there.
And the nice thing about that is if you did have your obsidian over here instead of the mycelium root, if you did that first, and then you because since you can activate these in any order besides the bonus you do have to do first, you'd be able to take 2 of the obsidian then at that point in time.
Let's take that
So
guy.
activating things in a certain order in this game is definitely something to pay attention to. You really want to watch what you're doing and in what order you're doing them in.
And then for the city action.
Can it rain anymore?
For the city action, I am going to spend my 2 lovely little mycelium greens.
Okay.
And we're gonna jump up the track.
Yep. So as Courtney makes the investment to move up the track, there's one thing to know that I just want to mention, and I had already told him this, so he knows. Some of the numbers actually have the not equal symbol. So when he moved up here, since there's no symbol there, he has to either pay 2 energy or 2 mycelium root. Once he wants to move up to the number 3, he has to at least spend one of another resource. So he will probably have to spend either 2 energy and a mycelium root, or 2 mycelium root and 1 energy. So that's what the not equal means. So if there's never not a symbol there, you have to pay one or the other. If you have the not equals, it's whatever, just different resources is basically what that means. And it's just one different resource.
I'm going to spend my little influence while it's still cheap enough to do it. And we're going to lock that in.
Yep. And then you're going to remove one away from some other path.
From some other path, eh?
Okay. Yep.
Let's just toast that.
Throw them off to the side. All right.
That way you can't double up on being the highest on one track.
Yeah. Yeah. Although this is the one that gets you a lot of points, but you know what?
But you have to get all 3 of these other dudes out.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's tricky. The first game we didn't do that. The second game I did.
He's cheating already. Playing so many more games than me.
Yeah. A learning game and then a game where we were experimenting. I wouldn't call those, like I said, I wouldn't call me a master. So you're going to actually get 1 knowledge back.
I get 1 knowledge back.
For your ship, for your thing over there. And then when you're going to spin. Yep.
Spin that wheel.
And that is it. So that was your admin phase, and it's back to me. We're going to remove one of these tokens and be on to round number 4. So it's probably good for me to try to get at least 1 politic action in right now, because they're going to go up next round. So my actions I'm probably going to take these 3 right here. I have 2 city, I have a tool, and a journey. So I think with a tool, I'm going to upgrade my mycelium root. For my journey, I'm actually going to go over here, and I'm going to take the green ship for mycelium root. And then my 2 city actions, I'm going to... I think what we're going to do is I'm going to take an obsidian for 1. And and I think I'm going to take a mycelium root. So for my 2 city actions, I basically hit the market twice. And you know what? I don't want to take them. I don't want to take that one. I'm only going to hit the market once. I'm actually going to do an investment with my second city action. I'm going to spend 2 of my obsidian that I have here to move up. I think that seems like a much better thing to do. Let's start moving up that track. And then I'm actually going to be done with my action phase and jump over to my politic phase. I'm going to lock down my politician here, and we're going to get rid of this one.
No,
So
it's going to be a race on the boards, it looks like. None of
That's-
this extra scoring.
Yeah.
Tough.
Other than that, that is the end of my turn. I'm going to take a knowledge back because I do have a factory out on the board. I'm going to spin my wheels around. That's going to spin there. That spins like this. This one spins here. And I'm going to put my obsidian over here.
So,
Do I want it over there or do I want it over here?
Tough choice.
Because I think I want it over here. So it'll be down. Yeah, so I can... Okay, let's try that. I can always move it later. All right, you're up. You can do your influence phase if you want to do a night shift or modification. If not, jump over to your action phase.
What I am going to do... I am going to use my tool, because I'm going to do these 3.
Yep.
And I am going to do this one.
You're going to produce one?
Going to produce one.
Okay.
So that's those.
Yep.
And then... well, I'll get the pink one back. I shouldn't have thrown it away. And then we'll do the city. And again, we're going to spend a thing, so we'll just flip that fan right back over. We're going to get this guy out here.
Yep. Perfect.
And then we will spend our influence. I'll just put it there for now.
Yep, you're going to get it right back.
We're going to lock that down. And let's just toast that one.
Yep, see? He's already playing that way. I knew I should have removed one from his. Curses.
And then we do the whole rotating and get a new political chip back. So we'll just grab that right back. It goes that way. Oops. That goes that way. So.
Yep, you got it. That's pretty much the gist of the whole game.
That's the gist, eh?
All right. So my influence phase, pretty much going to skip. I'm not going to modify anything. Oh, first thing we need to do is do that. Politicking is now going to cost 2 knowledge.
Guess I won't be doing that no more.
No, not until I get another knowledge out here. And I can't even... Journey action's 4. My journey action isn't coming around for a little bit, so... All right. So, wow, this is kind of really screwy because I have a bonus action and I already have this upgraded. And I'm trying to think, can I do a bonus on something that was upgraded?
Don't know.
I may have to look.
You're
at the
the one
rules.
who's...
I may have to look in the. I may have to look in the rules for that one real quick. Can you do a bonus action on something that you upgraded?
I thought the only difference was that you got to do a maximum of 4 actions.
If you activate an upgraded bonus disc, you can use 1 or more other discs, 1 or 2 other times.
I think if you use it on a bonus, that's all you would do. You wouldn't get both. You could get a whole bunch of green, though.
You can only use 1 upgraded disc in your turn this way. You need to decide before activating the disc. If you want to use it 2 times. After you have used 1 upgraded disc 2 times, you can use other upgraded discs only 1 other time after activating them. Oh, that's right.
So you can only use 1 upgraded disc 2 times in a round. So if you use your bonus, you only get to do it once.
Right.
But then you could use the bonus on the green to get 2 uses.
Yeah, it's 6 and 1 having another. So I probably want to use the bonus on my on this.
Mm. Yeah, because well, if you used it on this,
you
would use this twice.
Right.
Which would then give you 4 actions. And
Well,
that's all you're going to get.
This gets me 4 right now without even using the bonus.
You would do this, you'd get 2.
Yeah.
Right? And then you'd use it, you'd get 2. And then you're reactivating it with your bonus to get 2 and 2. So you'd end up with 8 mycelium, but you would get 0 whatever the black onyx or whatever they call it.
I don't want to do that.
Because basically you can use this bonus once to activate this chip twice. And that chip then is, each time you do it, is 2 actions. And you only get 4 actions.
You only get 4 actions.
Oh, so you'd only get 6 because you can only do that 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense. Because now you can only do this once. If you do this, you're doing this twice. You've done this once. So isn't that 3 actions right there? So you're only going to get 1 action out of that. You're not going to get the double.
See, that's what's kind of confusing with that. I'm not,
because it says you can only get 4 actions.
Kim just said max 4.
Yeah, it
is max 4 actions.
So yeah, no matter how you're doing it, because you've got the 2 doubles lined up, you're losing a bunch of actions.
Yeah,
possibility.
That kind of screwed me up there.
I see how they limit your ability to abuse the golden side of the chip.
Right. So I probably don't even want to do the bonus action. What I want to do is do, you know what? Let's do the bonus on here, and I'm just going to do this once because I don't have to do this twice. So if I put the bonus over here,
so you use the bonus action. That's
I'm going to use my bonus action,
which basically allows you to double that one. So that's 3 actions. So you still have 1 action left,
right?
To get at least one.
I'll do 1 green. Yeah. So I'm going to double this up.
So you get 2 black.
So I'm going to get 2 black. So I'm going to get 2 obsidian.
Yep.
And then I'm going to do 1 green, which is going to give me 2 green. This way, I think that gave me the most amount of resources.
Yep.
So, wow, that's confusing. That almost hurt my head there for a minute. Other than that, I can't do... those are my actions. I can't do anything during my politic phase, my admin phase. I'm going to take a knowledge. And I'm going to spin.
Spin that wheel. I'm going to have to go home and watch the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie again just because it's got that stupid song in it. And then I'll have TMNT Power in my head. Oh man, I just dated myself. Who else watches that show?
You know, I probably shouldn't have used the upgrade on my bonus. Upgrading that bonus was silly earlier. Because it really almost gives you too many actions, and with the 4.
If you were going to upgrade that, that's all you should upgrade. It was the top 2.
Yeah.
I don't think you should have then upgraded the mycelium because it's not.
Well, I think I did it because it was one of the only things
on the board at the time.
So
yeah.
I should have.
I understand
tried
why.
to upgrade my journey action since I only have 1 journey, and journey costs the most. That probably would have been the thing to do more. To do more journey actions.
So we're going to do the center 3 for me. Are we going to do the center 3 for me?
I don't know.
What? Before I do anything, I'm going to spend my little chippy.
Okay.
Let's rotate this wheel.
All right. Spin that wheel.
All right. Now, what do we do? So I got that. If I jump there first, I can grab that. That makes sense, right? Yes. Yeah, we're going to do that. So we're going to move first. We're going to do these. These? Let's do it this way. We're going to do it this way. Yeah, we're going to do it this way.
Okay. Gotcha. I'm with you.
All right. So the first thing we're going to do is move. And then we're going to grab this guy.
Oh. Courtney, you got to run on the black ships and the obsidian ships.
And then we're going to do the upgrade action. Upgrade the black ship production. And then we're going to use our lovely little city action. We're going to get an energy token. Do I have 1 or 2? 1.
1. Yep.
There we go. So then I don't have any politics to influence these politicians.
Correct.
Bribing them. They now demand more money, damn it.
And you spent yours.
I did spend mine.
So during your admin phase, don't forget to take your one
I
back.
will take my one back.
So
We are going to rotate this wheel set again. I'm going to stop rotating the top one. It doesn't matter in my case.
Oh, yeah, that's true. With 2 city actions, you probably don't need to spin it.
Don't need to spin no more.
And then you get to socket your disc of energy that you just took.
Disc of an energy.
All right.
Let's do that.
All right. We're going to move on to the next phase. We're going to move our little token from there. And I'm going to start off. I'm not going to manipulate my board any. So I'm going to jump right over to my action phase. I think what I'm going to do is since I have 2 discs that are upgraded here, I'm going to do the city action twice.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and take can't do that. I'm going to take a market action. I don't want those. What the heck am I doing? I'm going to take a market action. I'm going to spend doing that one twice. I'm going to do that one once. Okay. All right, I'm going to spend 2 mycelium root to buy a tool.
Joe's such a tool.
And oh, hang on. So you're supposed to finish one disc before you do the other. So let me back up a second here. I'm doing 2 cities. Let me produce all my stuff first before I do my city action. So let me do my mycelium root, which is going to give me 4. So let me take my 2 back real quick. So I'm going to get 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
But then you used your mycelium twice.
Oh, that's right. Okay, let me only take 2. That's what I meant to do.
Okay.
My mycelium once, my obsidian once, which is going to get me 1. And now I'm doing 2 city actions. So I'm going to spend 2 to buy the tool. And then I'm going to spend 2 city actions to do an investment. And I'm going to move up to here.
Don't you need to spend
and since
resource?
Courtney's over there, I got to spend another resource. So there's an obsidian that I'm spending there.
It's any resource?
It's any resource.
Oh, okay.
It's any.
Yeah, any resource.
Yep, any one resource. And if there were more people ahead of me on that board, if we were playing a 4-person game and there were 3 people ahead of me, I would have to put the 2 resources that I spent, those 2 mycelium root, and then I would have to spend 3 resources if there were 3 people ahead of me. So it's 1 for every person ahead of you. And I think that's it. So I did my production, I did my 2 city actions, I did a market, I did an investment. That's going to be it. I'm going to politic right now. So I'm going to spend 2 to lock this down. And then I'm going to take 1 away from here.
Meanie. You don't want to hurt those. You make sales.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't want you to get too far ahead because I'm not there yet.
There you go.
And I got to figure out if my engine's working or not over here. So I'm going to get 1 knowledge back. I'm going to spin my wheels around. That's going to go there. And I'm going to place my tool. I'm going to place it here. At one time, they'll be next to each other, but they should be almost always one behind, so I'll have a tool action.
Okay.
Okay, I like that.
Undo my 3. And we're going to start with this one, so we can get 6 black.
I want to read about that bonus disc real quick. Because that thing is confusing me a little. And it wasn't before.
Because we did that twice, and I get 3 black per trip. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 black. Oh, I did that wrong.
What's that? What'd you do?
I should have traveled first, and then I'd get 8 black.
Well, go ahead, travel first.
Alright, I was just going to go here, and then do that, and then I would get 2 more. Always remember, move before you do your resource gathering.
Yeah, and the reason why I had backed my thing up when I was doing that tooling, because they say whenever you start a disc, you're supposed to finish the disc.
Yeah.
So you're not supposed to break up the actions of the disc. Yeah.
And then we're going to buy 4. So I want to buy that for 4. Oh, that is going to be so pricey and painful.
So, I'll let you finish your turn. Then I'm going to tell you what this says here on the bonus disc.
Okay.
I think we're doing it right.
I think we are, but because it's a maximum of 4 actions.
It is a maximum of 4
and
actions.
The bonus thing is an action.
Well,
2,
finish
3,
your turn, and then we'll chat about that real quick.
There we go. And that was my action. So then we rotate the discs. We're just not going to rotate the top one just to stop things from falling where they don't belong. That and that. Like so. Oh, we get one of these. And then we have to choose where we're going to put this guy. This bad boy's going to go... right there.
All set?
All set, sir.
So what it says under the bonus disc, choose one of the discs you want to activate. And you have to activate the disc first, the bonus disc first.
Yeah.
Choose one of the discs you want to activate this turn. You can then use the chosen disc when you activate it one more time. If the disc is upgraded, you can therefore use it up to 3 times in the current turn.
Okay.
So it almost sounds like the bonus doesn't count like an action.
Well, it's adding an activation to whatever.
It's adding activations to something else. So
Okay.
it's not like it's an action.
Yeah, that makes sense. We can play it that way.
That's kind of what I'm reading it. So like if I do this twice, it'll give me 3 journeys and then one here.
Well, 2 journeys because your journey isn't upgraded, but yeah.
Well, no, it would give me +2
Oh.
because it's upgraded. So it would give me +2, so it would give me 3. So I can go either 1 and 1,
Yeah.
or 2 and 0. So it would be like 3 here and then 1 here for my actions.
I see.
I think that's the way it's supposed to work.
1 and 1, or yeah. Okay.
That's kind of the way I'm getting it. I think that's how that thing's supposed to work.
I'm still only getting 4.
I'm still only
actions.
getting 4 actions.
Yeah.
It's just giving you those actions.
Yep. I see what you're saying.
How do I want to do this now? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate these 3. So I'm going to activate my bonus, my journey. I'm going to take I'm going to give my journey +1, and I'm going to give my obsidian +1.
Okay.
So it's going to be 2 and
2
2.
journey, yeah, and 2.
So we're going to do the journey first.
Okay.
I'm going to travel to a new island. So it looks like that's black and pink. I want to make sure that wasn't green.
Yeah,
green is definitely distinct there. So it's going to be 1 and 1.
Yep.
We are not getting a lot of ships this game, man.
Not so much.
So now, since I did that, I have to travel there. And I'm going to go ahead and take the obsidian ship there.
Yep.
And then
now you get to move again.
One more journey action. I think I'm going to... I'm going to come down.
There's still one unexplored island.
Oh, yeah, I guess I could, but I flipped that out, couldn't I?
If you're looking for something that's not on the board.
Well, no, I have something that's on the board. You're on it, and I just don't want to spend the extra resource to do it. So let's flip out the last one. Damn it, I shouldn't have. Because that doesn't have what I want on it now.
Well, there's a pink and a green.
So we got a pink and a green. Wow, there are not a lot of ships.
There are not.
This is probably the least amount of ships I've probably seen. Because usually it seems like him and I have stacks of ships. All right. So I guess I have to go down there. And I'm going to go ahead and take the energy.
Okay.
So that was my journey actions. And that was... No, I don't want to take this.
No?
No. I want to start getting rid of this. The trouble is I don't want either of these. I'm going to take 2 compasses.
It's going to do the compasses.
Although taking these doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to do them. I did that yesterday. I had a bunch of things over here for production. Barely used them. Don't know if that's efficient or not. Didn't seem like it was, but my score was still okay.
Yeah.
That was my 2 journey actions. I now get my 2, so I'm going to get 4 obsidian. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's going to be it for my actions. I am going to move on to my politic phase. It costs 2 right now. Well, what sucks is next turn it's going to cost 3.
Yes, it is.
Oh, man. That stinks. All right, my admin phase, because my politic phase is over. And I'm spinning.
So I'm going to choose the center 3.
Okay.
And a journey first.
He's loading up with ships.
And then we'll collect our energy. And then as our city action... Oh, as a city action, I'm hosed.
Well, you've had a city action every turn.
I know. I know. It's just, what do I want to do? I want to spend 2. I want to do it like that. Yeah, we'll do it like that. We're going to buy one of these guys. And then for political action, I'll spend the 2 dudes. And we are going to do this. And we'll get rid of that.
He's playing cutthroat.
I mean.
All right. So that was your politic phase?
That was my politic phase.
Get
so
1 knowledge back.
Just rotate these. And then the question is...
All right.
That is the question. I got to put this dude down
somewhere.
Yes. Where can I put my tool? That's what we're going to do.
All right. Let's see what we have going on here. We're going to remove this. Politicking is now 3. Dun dun dun.
It's no good.
I'm going to take these 3 actions.
Okay.
So I got 2 city, a journey, and an energy production.
Yes, you do.
For my journey, I'm going to jump up here. I'm going to put on a factory. Can you put it on the fan, please? I'm going to take 2 fans.
Joe, look at him. He's just building everything.
I ain't building nothing because I ain't got the resources. I'm just putting factories out. That was my journey action.
Collect your 1 energy.
I'm going to get my 1 energy, and then I get 2 city actions. For my 2 city actions, I'm going to move up 4, move up to the next spot on that track, the obsidian track. And for my other city action, I'm going to take a market. I'm going to take a mycelium root, plop it here. I'm going to spin my discs around. And this is going to pop right into here.
Okie dokie. So, I'm going to undo these 3 actions. So we are going to grab our mycelium. And then we are going to work our factories. Make some fans.
So Courtney's producing fans. It's 1 obsidian, 1 energy each. So it would be 2 and 2.
2 and 2. Now we're going to spend 1 of these fans to do that. Just got to start moving on these tracks somehow.
Yep.
And that would be my actions for the round. So, down some wheels.
All right. Next phase.
Oh, and I get 1 of these.
Oh, yep. Don't forget that. Do not forget. That's why I was trying to take that before I start spinning the wheel. I was trying to do that first in my admin phase.
There you go.
All right. So I already removed the token. It is the beginning of my turn. I am not going to manipulate my wheel any. I'm going to take these 3 actions. I'm going to do a bonus on my mycelium. Or actually, I'm going to do a bonus on each. So I'm going to do 2 and 2.
There you go.
So I'm going to do 2 tool actions as well as 2 mycelium. So I'm going to get 4 mycelium. I actually feel like I may have just started an engine.
I might get going.
I feel like Fred Flintstone.
He's got his feet out the bottom of the...
All right, so that was my mycelium. I have 2 tool actions. Let's produce... What do I want to produce? Let's produce wings. I'm going to produce both wings for this. And flip those over. And then for my other one, I'm going to flip over my journey action over here. So I get a double journey.
He's got all these double actions. I think he's cheating.
I saw Kim do this yesterday.
Thanks, Kim. You're helping him cheat.
We're going to see if this... Well, she had her whole board upgraded. I don't know if I'm going to upgrade my whole board, but all right. So that's that. I actually can't politic because it costs 3. So my actions are done. My politic phase is done. My admin phase. I actually get 2 knowledge this turn. So I will have 4 knowledge discs for next turn. And I'm going to spin my wheel.
Spin that wheel. Okay.
All right, so you're up.
I'm going to do these 3.
Okay.
Start journey. Come over here. Let's get me a ship. And then we're going to collect the green guys. 2. And what do we do with our city action? Well, we're going to do 2 and 1. So 1 energy, 2 mycelium.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead, and that's because it has this non-equals.
Yep, perfect.
And then we got to grab one of these little influencey knowledgey thingies. And the wheels go round and round, just like on a bus.
Like I said, once you kind of get the gist of the game, the rounds start going actually quick.
You kind of figure out what you're doing fairly quickly.
The game says it's 70 and 120 minutes. The first time we played it, it did take a little while for the first game. The second game we played was actually probably right around 70 minutes, maybe 70, 80 minutes. I mean, our turns were flying. We started just kind of cruising. We kind of just hit autopilot and went. All right, I'm not manipulating my board any. I'm going to jump right over to my action phase. I am going to do... I think I'm going to do these 3 actions over here.
Okay.
So I'm going to get 2 mycelium, 2 obsidian. I have 2 city actions. And for my 2 city actions, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 4 to move up the obsidian track. For my first city action as an investment. And for my other one, I'm going to spend 1 wing. And I'm going to move over to this track. And when I do that, I will need to spend another resource since Courtney's over there.
He's trying to get my track.
Hey, I'm just trying to diversify myself a little bit. I can actually do an influence now with my politic phase. So I'm going to spend 3 knowledge. I'm going to drop this one down here, and I'm going to get rid of this. You took them all away from me.
Yeah. But you're on all my tracks, big meanie. I don't like him no more.
All right.
I'm gonna do
hang on a second. My admin phase. I get 2 more knowledge back. I was looking over there why it was commenting as Kim's logged into the tablet. Because it was commenting. I see chat is what I'm playing now, and I'm like, I'm not typing that. Kim logged into the tablet, and she's commenting as
you.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
Kim, you're a much better looking Joe. All right. Well, I'm going to do the 3 that I can actually do 3 actions on. So, how are we going to make this work?
Hopefully I haven't forgotten any of these so far.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Let's go up there. Let's drop this thingy down there and get a couple of these sail guys. Can you pass me 2 sails, please?
Yes, sir. 2 sails. Where the heck are the sails? The wings?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're sails.
Sails, wings.
Whatever they are. We need some of those guys. Alright, then we're going to do this little green thingy, so I get 2 green thingies. Mycelium, I think, is the official term.
Mycelium roots.
Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. I don't know what those things are. And then for a city action... City action. Let's take another one of these little green guys. I need to be able to make some green stuff. Looks like these sails are kind of pricey. So we're going to want to do that a little bit. And politics is up to 3, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Ich. I don't like this. Well, if I don't do it now, he's got way more of that stuff than I do. So we're gonna drop that one down.
And then remove one other one.
What shall we remove?
Okay. I'll go with that. All right, new round.
New round.
Skipping my influence phase.
Oh, I didn't rotate my wheels.
Oh, yes, rotate. Oh, did you take your knowledge? You didn't even take your
I
knowledge.
didn't even take my knowledge back, did I?
One knowledge. There you go, sir.
I'm like, that looks exactly like the last round I did.
All right. So, skipping my influence phase, jumping into my action phase. So now I have 3 upgraded discs here. So now the way that I think this is supposed to work, I have to pick out which one I'm going to use as the upgraded disc. And then I have to use the bonus disc first. So, I'm going to use the bonus disc as the upgraded disc.
Okay.
These are just going to be normal now. So these are basically, just imagine them as being flipped over. So what I'm going to be able to do is probably go +1/+1 to each of those to give 2 and 2.
Which is the same, basically.
Which
it's
is
not
basically
using
the same thing
the
as not
upgrade.
using
I'm going to skip
using
the bonus disc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, that's it. Yes, so let's do that. Let's skip the bonus disc, I guess. Maybe that's not a good place for the bonus disc, or maybe I should have upgraded those. Well, every so often that's going to happen. So I'm going to get 2 of the mycelium root actions. Do I want to do a journey action first? I get 2 journey actions. Let's do some journeying. Wow, there's no green ships left. Okay, well that's going to decide that real quick. Let's,
There was only 2 green ships the whole game.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, oh, gee, when he double journeyed, he didn't go back and totally cut me off. I'm happy about that.
Let's come down here. Let's do another factory for 2 lanterns.
Lanterns.
Those aren't lanterns, those are pistons. These are lanterns. And then I'm going to come over here, I guess. Grab this pink. Grab that energy.
Yeah.
So that was my 2 city. I now have 4 mycelium roots that I get. 2, 3, 4. And I am going to spend 3 to lock down this and get rid of that.
Yep. I see what you're doing.
I am then going to skip. Oh, I did my politic phase already. That was my politic phase. I'm going to get 2
Oh, and I didn't put that
knowledge. Down. Oh, you didn't. Oh, yes. Don't forget to do that.
You need to put that down.
I'm going to spin my wheel. And it will be your turn.
It will be my turn. Ooh, my turn. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that first. Get some of these. And then we're going to do the little hammer.
Wow, you almost have your
wheel full.
Yeah, I'm 2 away from being full. I didn't realize I was that close as well.
Well, when you're double citying every other turn.
Yeah.
I just city every turn, and basically it's the same speed. But I'm going to spend 4 of those. Make a bunch of sales. And for my city action, I'm going to spend my 2 sales.
Mm-hmm. To move up that track.
To go here. And I can't do the influency thingy with the politicians. Let me grab that. And we're going to spin our wheel this time, not forget.
All right. All set?
All set.
My turn. We're going to remove another round marker. So, next round, 1, 2, 3, 4. Politicking and influencing for the politicians are going to cost 4. The price for the night shift action and manipulation is also going to increase by 1 to do those as well. That's what the plus is on either side of this kind of like broken gear there. It normally costs 2 to do the manipulation. It's going to cost 3. The night shift action, which is spinning one of your, either your larger or your middle ring, is going to cost 2 now instead of just 1. So that price is now going up as we get, well, next round, not this round, as we get closer to the end of the game. I am going to... Oh boy. Oh, that stinks. I'm going to produce 2 obsidian.
Okay.
I'm going to... Well, I'm going to get 2 obsidian. I'm going to actually produce...
Column or a row?
We're going to go a row, and I'm going to do compasses. It's going to be 2 obsidian and 2 mycelium root. So I'm going to flip these. And then I have 2 city actions. For my 2 city actions, I'm going to spend 2 mycelium root to move up here. And since Courtney's ahead of me, I'm going to spend an extra 1. And then I'm going to spend 1 wing and an extra 1 to move up here.
I see.
And then I'm going to not politic because I only have 2. So I'm going to get 2 out of there because I'm producing 2 knowledge and I'm spinning my wheel. All right. Your turn, sir.
My turn. It's really these 3. I think that's the way I want to do this, right? Yes. Yes, it is. That is what I want to do. So, we are going to upgrade this.
He's upgrading stuff.
I'm going to take our 2 pink. And for the city action, what am I going to do for my city action?
Whatever you're doing, the cops sound like they're coming.
Yeah, I know. Apparently, I'm sorry. AP is a bad thing, people. Don't call the AP, please. Please don't call the AP, please. All right, so what we are going to do...
This game does require you to think. There's so many different choices. Like I was saying earlier, and just from the couple of games we played so far, Kim and I have enjoyed it. But man, trying to figure out the best way to do things.
I'm just going to drop it in there because that's all.
It's the only place. Yeah, it's the only place you can go. So yeah, that's fine.
And only put it in one spot.
You have to put an asterisk there, according to Shane.
I cheated. That'll be my turn. So I can't politic because I don't have enough.
Take your knowledge.
Enough of them. And then we rotate.
Spin your wheels. All right. Beginning of my turn. Flip over the next round marker. We have 5 rounds left after this one. And the cost for Nightfall and or Night Shift, Nightfall's a game, I think.
I think so.
Night Shift and modifications are going to cost a little more right now. So, I think what we're going to do is... I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to produce these 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put both of my bonus on my energy.
Okay.
So I'm going to get 6 energy and 2 obsidian.
Fun turn.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need energy, and I only have 1 energy pretty much on the on my tableau right now. So I was like, you know what? Let me just double down on that right now and load up. That was pretty much it for me. I used my bonus action to double up on that. My obsidian, my politic, I'm going to spend 4. Make sure all of my knowledge goes in there. I'm going to actually put this one down.
Okay.
And I'm going to get rid of one of these from here.
Fair enough.
And it will be your turn then, sir.
My turn.
We are into the last quarter of the game.
So I'm going to do these 3. So let's move to here. Let's drop a building and get some of these sail thingies.
Yep. I need 2.
Yeah, I got them.
Got 'em?
I can stretch. 1 and 2.
Someone's going to be producing my silly roots.
And we're going to go here. Let's drop this down onto that.
Fan?
Fan.
Just 1?
Just 1. Alright. Another fan. And we're going to move back here. Grab that. And then... oh, that doesn't work the way I want it to. Dang it. Guess I shouldn't have done 3, but oh well. And for city action, I'm pretty much stuck because I can't use 3 different ones here.
Now you could take a resource, and I'm pretty sure you can replace it. You can remove one and then replace it. I'm pretty sure you can do that.
You know what? I'm going to spend these 3. So I can do that here.
Yeah.
That.
Wow.
Then I'm going to spend these 3.
You are the first person to hit the black market.
And I'm going to go up 1.
You were wondering when that would be done. I guess that's what
I guess it's doing right now. We're just going to do it now.
Kim and I have never used the black market before. It was very interesting. Thank you for using that.
Well, it didn't make sense to not do something with the action. It may have cost me too much influence, though. But now I get 2
Yes.
back. So it's not quite as bad as it may have seemed.
All right. My turn?
Your turn, sir.
I don't think I spun my board. I didn't spin my wheel.
No, you did not.
I didn't take my knowledge either. I didn't finish the half.
You did not finish your
I did
turn.
not finish my turn last time. Because I was going to say, I know what I did last time. And that is not... There we go. That looks a little better. Okay. So I think I'm going to do these 3 because I don't want to just do 2 things. So... I'm going to go ahead and get 2 obsidian. I'm going to go ahead and get 2 energy.
Yep.
I have 2 city actions to do. Oh, no.
You got spaces on your disc to fill in.
I do, and I'm thinking about filling them right now. Oh boy, I don't know what to take. I think what I'm going to take is an obsidian, which I will put up here. Oh, man. And then I'm going to spend 4 to move up.
Yep.
And then I'm going to not do a politic phase because I only have 2. So I'm going to take 2, spin my wheels. And I'm going to put this one. I'm going to pop that one right there.
Okay.
And that's going to be it for me.
Do that now.
This game's making me think too much today.
I'm just going to go like that. So I only get 3 pink. 2 green. And then for our city action, we'll spend our 3 green. Well, yeah, we'll spend our 3 green. We'll jump up this track. And then we get to rotate. And we get to collect our 2 little dudes. And there we go.
All right. All right. New round. Let's get rid of another disc.
No. These discs are keep disappearing.
Not doing anything during my influence phase. My action phase is going to consist of these. I'm using my bonus to double up both.
Okay.
So I'm going to take 4 of the mycelium root.
And 4 of the obsidian.
And 4 of the obsidian.
Good turn. And don't forget to get your little cog wheel thingies.
That's that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Politicking is 4.
It is.
I'm going to pump this one down. And I guess I got to get rid of this one. Oops.
Is that the order you want to do it in?
Yep.
Okay.
My admin phase, I will take 2 of these and spin my wheels right round, baby, right round. You're up. We have 4 rounds to go.
Yeah.
We were in the home stretch.
We're going to do that. Because then we get, basically, we double that up, so we get 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then for the little phase, we're going to do 3 of those and 1 of those. And we are going to push our way up.
Nice. Nice.
Finally overtook him in the race! And then we spin the wheels.
My turn?
Your turn.
Okay. Another one's gone. Another one bites the dust. I'm going to do these 3 actions.
Okay.
So
what are you going to do first?
I'm trying to figure out if I want to double up city or double up journey. So let me look at that real quick. Okay, we're doing 2 city actions. I'm going to do 1 journey. I'm going to... I'm going to move here for another piston.
That's
Or another lamp. Another lamp, I mean. They look so close.
You just want the 1 lamp or the 2 lamp?
Oh, there's a 2 lamp there. I didn't even see that. Yeah, let me have the 2 lamp. Oh, I really don't have much room. I'm going to scoot everything over. You got... No, you're good, good, good. I didn't want to move that whole thing. I figured moving this would be easier. So there is that. That was my journey action. For my tool action, I'm going to produce... I'm going to produce lanterns.
That's a lot of lanterns.
2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, 8.
And you're going to need 4 obsidian to do it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Do the row.
Let's go for it. Let's go all out.
Yeah.
Let's produce some lanterns.
Make it light.
Let's get some lanterns going.
I don't remember if I grabbed my wheels last turn.
How many do you have? How many do you have?
I got 4. I think I did.
Oh.
But
I think you did.
I just don't remember. Alright, so...
hang on. So, I get 2 city actions. Because I did a journey and a tool. Because I produced all of those.
Mm-hmm.
So now I get 2 city actions. So let's... spend 1 lantern to move up there. And then let's spend 2 compasses and that to move up there.
Okie dokie.
I can't politic. So I will take 3 knowledge.
Yep.
And spin my wheel.
So we're going to do this line of doom. Which gives us 2 mycelium. 3 of these. And then I get a city action, right?
When you first start off the game, it seems like I'm never going to get enough resources to do any of this stuff. And then when you finally do, it's just like, holy cow.
Yep.
I don't believe I was actually able to collect resources to actually start producing stuff like this.
Yep. So you can trade things out, right?
You can trade things out.
Like if I put another chip up here, I basically get rid of a chip.
I believe you can. I'm pretty sure you can.
Okay.
Yes. I can look it up real quick. But I'm 99% sure you could do that during a city action. You can position new discs onto empty or occupied spaces. If you choose an occupied space, the disc already in the space is put back into the box. I was 99% sure, but I wanted to be 100%.
No, that's fair. Now, do I want to change a disc, or do I just skip my city action this turn?
Actions are optional. You only have to act. You don't have to activate it every disc. You don't have to take an action on every disc.
I want to, but just seems like such a waste not doing something. But I just don't see me using that action anymore.
Well, you have 3 rounds left.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm trying to think.
So
what am I going to get done in the next 3 rounds?
If you swap something out, what do you think you can use essentially twice?
Yeah, that's
is what your decision is right now.
And what I
and I will say it's not an easy decision.
No, it isn't. You know what? I'm just going to skip it. I just don't see myself. No, I am going to do it. Because that doesn't make sense not to do now. So, that'll come through. That comes with it. That leaves. That goes there. That goes there. That goes there. Oh, yeah. I want to change that out.
I think it actually... Well, it says it goes back in the box, so I'm guessing that probably means I can't even take it. So we'll just set it off to the side there.
There we go.
Actually have the cup of extra ones right there, so we'll just throw it back in there.
There we go. And then we take our... Oh, wait. I get a political phase.
Can you do? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep.
I can do.
Yep. Next turn it's 5.
Get rid of that. Please. Don't want you. And then... Yeah, that wheel's not going anywhere. That wheel turns 1. This wheel turns 1. And then I get 2 back.
Yep.
There we go.
All right.
All right.
All right. Politicking is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Have fun with that.
I have 5 actually.
I know. That's what I said. Have fun with that because I'm not going to get to 5.
So I'm going to take these 3 actions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to use my double mycelium. I'm going to put everything onto my obsidian.
Okay.
So I'm going to get 6 obsidian. Now that I kind of understand how that doubling thing's working, and I got that. It makes more sense.
Yeah. And then you get 2 mycelium.
And then I get 2 mycelium.
Are you politicking with your 5?
Well, heck yes, I am because I need to. Yep. I guess that's pretty much the gist of it.
And you get your 3 politics back and spin your wheel.
And that was the last thing of politicking, wasn't it?
That's the last politicking
Yeah.
we could do.
Okay. So I got my 3. And I spin.
Okay. So we're going to do these 3. So we're going to start here and get our 3. Is that the 3 I want to do? Ooh.
I don't know.
That is not the 3 I want to do.
I actually have one.
These 3. And then we'll start with the green. So I can get 2 green. And then I can build some sails. 1 sail, 2 sails, 3 sails. 3 sails. Yeah. That's how we want to do this. And then we're going to use our city action to use a sail and a fan.
Mm-hmm. And since we're at the same level, you don't have to pay extra, because it's only when somebody's ahead of you.
We're going to go up like that. And we don't have any reason to use our influence, so we'll get 2 more. And then the wheels turn. Just like the sands of the hourglass. These are the days of our lives. I don't know if this is working right, but we're trying.
Well, we're moving up the track.
Yeah, we are.
So, my turn?
Your turn.
All right.
That's
Round before last.
Round before last.
All right. So, I'm going to activate these 3. Yep, I think that's what we're going to have to do. Actually, I think I'm going to activate these. I'm going to do city and obsidian, so I'm going to get 4.
4 obsidian. You might as well just take 1 and throw it back in, because one of your city actions is going up that track.
Yeah, definitely. And then I have 2 city actions. So 1 city action, I'm going to do a lantern.
Okay.
And then other city action is going to be 5. To move up there. Whoa, yeah. That one stuck to my hand.
That
when I caught it.
To your hand, eh?
All right. No more politicking?
Nope.
So I'm going to get 3.
You are?
And I will spin my wheel.
So only 1 turn after this, right?
Yep. You will have 2. You have 2 turns basically. This turn and 1 more.
Okay.
Question on anything?
No, I'm just trying to think of
Okay.
how I'm going to get this done. So we're going to spend our 3 influence.
Yes, sir.
We're going to swap this and this.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to choose these 3 actions. So we're going to take that first.
Okay.
So 8.
Jeez.
Obsidian, please.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I'll choose a row, not a column. Right? 'Cause, yeah. So that's 1 and 1. That's how we want to do that. It's going to just leave me a bunch of this crap that isn't going to do me any good, but whatever. Because I can't turn these in for anything, can I? No.
Short of moving up the obsidian track.
Yeah, which I really don't care for. It's not
So
going to help me at all.
It's all points are based on where you are at in your tracks.
So then what we're going to do, he's got one of these. And our city action will be 2 sails. Oops, wrong way. 2 sails.
I was like, how are you doing all that stuff?
Wrong way. Yeah, 1 fan. We're going to pump this one.
Mm-hmm.
And you're up, sir.
All right. My final round. That goes there. I am going to do an influence right now. I'm spending 3 knowledge to flip these 2. So I could do a city action.
You should have just spent 2 and rotate. Oh, you can't rotate the top.
Can't
Never
rotate
mind.
the top.
Yes, that works.
So, I guess it's 6 and 1, half a dozen and another.
That was kind of my problem with it too.
So I guess what I could do is, if I wanted to optimize what I can do here, I'm going to only do 1 journey action. So I'm actually going to journey over here. I'm going to take this ship so I can do that. And then I'm going to produce 3 obsidian.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll get 2 city actions.
Yeah.
So for 1 city action, I'm going to spend 2 to move up here.
Yep.
And then I'm going to spend 6 to
move up that.
4, 6 to move up that one.
Yeah, and this is the last.
And I think that's pretty much my best.
I didn't rotate last round, did I?
My
No,
best
I did not.
end turn there that I could do. I don't really think it matters
And I didn't
whether
take
I take my knowledge or anything.
I also didn't take those at the end of the turn.
Yeah, because you should have 3.
But
So
not
I am
that
pretty
it's
much
gonna
done.
matter. You're done, eh? And there's really not a lot I can do because these aren't worth any kind of things at the end, right? There's no bonuses.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Resources and everything is worth nothing. It is all track related.
So we're going to go this route. And that means we're going to get 6 of the pink.
Okay.
I'm only going
6
to take
energy.
1 because the city action will be to go 5 pink to move
Okay.
up the track. Yeah. Because I wouldn't have had the ability to, because even if I would have done that, well, I could have gone up that one to there, but I don't see how that would have helped. This at least, I think, helps. I think this helps. And that is my turn. So
Okay.
I don't know if we get more of these, if they matter.
I
but-
didn't take them. I don't think it matters because I think it's all based around the tie would be based around this stuff.
Boom,
So
there we go.
all right. So there you go. That is the end of Noria. What we're going to do is we're going to score it now, and you're going to see how scoring works. So I'm going to get out my calculator on my phone.
Oh, do I need one? I can get
It
one.
might not hurt because you're going to be adding together a bunch of multiplication here if my phone wants to actually.
Calculator.
All right, so let's do my first track first.
So it'd be 7 times 4.
I'm trying. So that's the refinement chamber. I just wanted to find the names of these things. Like I tried to memorize them. I was going to make myself a little cheat sheet, but I'll just look at the book. Refinement chamber is the first one.
So there's
So
4, and it's at 7.
Times 4 is 28. Next track is going to be 2 times 4, so that's going to be 8. And then you are
I'm
7
at
times 4 is 28. And that was the settlement track. We're now onto the exploration track, the exploration chamber.
Yep.
That one's going to be 9 times 3, so that's 27 for me.
Yep. And 9 times 5, so I've got
45 for you. That one could be big for you there.
That might be the difference in the game.
Over here, this
you are
is
3 times 4
research chamber. So that's 3 times 4 is 12.
Yeah.
And then my top one is the same as you. 7 times 4 and 7 times 4 is 28. And then my
got
bottom
8
one,
times
2 is 16.
And I ended up at 101.
I am 119.
Yep. Told you you'd beat me.
So this was actually, these scores are really close to what our first games were.
Yeah.
Right around 120 is where we were during those first games. I think some of that had to do with me diversifying a little more. I mean, I got to score here. You definitely scored a crap load more there.
Yeah, I should have played the last turn to go up that
in
one.
that settlement
because
one.
that's 9 instead of going up this one.
Yeah.
Because I could have had these 2 flipped over, and then I would have been able to get 1 more to get the 3. I could have done this and been here and here instead of tying you.
Yeah.
Here. But yeah, I think the 9 multiplier would have been smarter for me than the 4 multiplier.
It's so hard to figure out which ones do I
without
concentrate
taking
on.
a bucket load of time to sit there and go exactly mathed it out. Because
you could probably math this out, but you're right. Yeah, something like that would definitely take a lot of time. But I don't know. What'd you think of it for your first time playing?
it's not bad. It's not bad. I don't know if I would call this the wheel's great.
Isn't that interesting?
It's a very neat thing.
Kim and I really like it. Now I'm interested.
I don't know if it's going to catch on. Other stuff's going to use it.
I'm hoping other things don't, because I don't want to get it. I don't want it to be overused.
True, but I mean,
but it's different.
It is.
The way you can manipulate it, and the way you can move it, the way you can shift it, to pay the knowledge to shift it, the way you can, flip things around.
Yeah.
I think are interesting.
I think it would be better as a 3 or a 4 player game as well. Because basically, I mean, you did these 2 tracks simply to do this.
Yes.
Whereas, and it doesn't really hurt you.
Yeah.
Whereas if there was 2 people here and you're paying 2 extra resources or 3 extra resources, this is something you kind of have to put more thought into whether or not you're going to diversify.
Yeah. It would definitely be trickier having more people, because you are paying those additional costs. But it's like I said at the beginning of the game, the first time we played it, it was kind of interesting because we were sitting here and we're going through, and I'm like, which one are you looking for? Fans right there. I was just like, at first I didn't really see, it took a while for the engines to get started.
It did.
I mean, but once you do get it started, I mean, like towards the end there, I was able to produce quite a bit of obsidian. I was pulling in, I pulled in a bunch of mycelium root that I never used.
I had 1 obsidian chip. 1. And then it's like, woof.
Well, that was the end for you.
Yeah.
But I do like the wheel. The wheel is very interesting. I mean, even Kim said, she goes, she thought this whole mechanic here, this mechanism was just really different and neat. Like you said, I don't know if that'll catch on, and honestly, like I don't know if I really want to see it in too many other games.
Yeah, I'm not, like I said, it's very interesting, and it reminds me a lot of the Cube Tower from like Shogun or Wallenstein. It's really neat, but I haven't seen anybody use it.
Right.
There's the one, whatever, where it's the resources, but then they made a crappy tower that doesn't actually stop the cubes, and you have to do like a board game geek fix to make the tower actually do what it's supposed to, which that just seems silly. So, but this, I could see this, even adding 1 more layer on the wheel or something like that, and then have it as your kind of a pre-selected action mechanic for more than a stock game.
Yeah, I'll have to bring it down on a Thursday. So
I think so. Yeah, we got to try it with 4. I think with 4 it would get really, really tight, because then you're either going to be playing to punch this up because the multiplier is so high, and then get to like 2 or 3 on every track.
I was going to say, you're going to try to reach maybe the top on one, in middle maybe on another, and not even worry about the other ones.
If this gets all bled out, then it's going to be this. But I can definitely see, these are the 2 that I think you should fight over. I shouldn't have been worrying about this. I should have, because earlier on I could have done a lot of that too.
But it's also, these are harder to do.
Or the Obsidian, because they had so many ships. These
are harder to do because they, I mean, the Pistons, one of each resource.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's producing that many resources and being able to do that enough to work your way up here. And I mean, these numbers are definitely lower than these. These are definitely the easier tracks to work up. But it's kind of, I don't know. Like I said, this was my third time playing it, and I still don't know if I have a set strategy of what
is optimal.
Well, yes, I have no idea yet.
This was my very first play of the game. I really enjoyed it,
and I don't know if there is something that's optimal, because I have a feeling it's going to
change with who you're playing and the player count.
Yes, it's going to change.
I think this is one of those games that is going to have a very different feel based on the number of players,
especially with the politicking, because
we blew through that,
right?
But because we had,
this was the first game where I didn't empty this out. Kim and I both had these in our first two games, had those emptied, and we were getting 4 knowledge each turn towards the end of the game. We tried to get that out as soon as possible.
Well, I looked at it and there just wasn't enough turn, because I had an opportunity that just because I had the 3 moves in one turn,
right?
And I had that back-to-back turns. I could have dumped all of it, in 2 turns of the game and had that. But then I'm like, well, there's only 2 more cubes to come off for 4 cubes to manipulate with politics. What else is this? If this worked both ways, if I could turn 2 influence into one of these resources, that would have changed plan a little bit.
Right.
But because it's a one-way conversion, I was never hurting. I did it that one time, but other than that, I wasn't really.
I was going to do it once. The second or third turn before the end of the game, I was going to do the 3 knowledge, because I had it, for an energy, because I didn't have any energy.
Yeah.
And my energy was all the way up on the outside of my ring. And I was going to do that to move up this track 1. But then I was like, let me just concentrate on the tracks I'm moving up on.
But my point with that is if you need that energy, this is 3.
Yes.
This is also 2 or 3.
It's 3.
Depending on what point in the game it is.
Right.
It just doesn't. It's so situational.
It is. And I
just don't see it as a.
I said,
I probably made a mistake by doing it, but
the black market, you were the first person to use it. Kim and I actually had not used it during our first 2 games, and I was I could see one of the one game I was producing a lot of compasses, and I never even thought to really turn it in for the knowledge to do some politicking before having 4 of these ready. On the turns where you're not getting you're not getting enough. If you could just turn in a couple of those to maybe work on some more of your politicking to try to get more victory points on some of the paths you're on, could be a thing. But there, like I said, there's so many different choices. There's so many different things you can take. I don't know. I really liked it.
It's fun.
I'll have to break it down on Thursday.
Like I said, I think
4-player.
I think a higher player count game would really be an advantage to this. I think 2 is probably its weakest.
Yeah.
I would just say it's weakest.
But it's still not bad.
Oh, no. I mean, I would happily play this as 2.
It was still, you still had a heck of a lot of thinking going on in this one.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit crunchy.
Yeah. I'd say it's a good medium weight board game.
I'm trying to think.
I wouldn't say it's heavy.
I'm trying to think of what else I would relate it to, and it would be like an Airlines Europe.
Yeah.
I would put it in that category, because it really is, it's a stock game.
Yeah.
You're just not getting stock chips. It's these things are your stocks. You got 4 stocks.
And it's funny that you say that, because you are making an investment. That's what they call them, investments.
Yeah.
When you're doing that action, that's the investment action. So yeah.
So I would put it in that weight, because there's in that one the thinkiness is how do you connect your routes, and what are other people going to manipulate so that you can kind of be second place or whatever with them, so that they're not getting too far ahead. And it's kind of the same idea here. Now in a 2-player game here though,
I like to try
as soon as he got this, I knew I was done. As soon as he could lock it up, I was like, I should have been able to, if I could have gotten these cubes gone and this would have been worth 0, then I think you'd have been in trouble.
Yes, that would have knocked me for some points there.
And that may have been when I should have doubled my move, and then I could have maybe gotten that extra little bit of influence I needed.
But the ships was really interesting this time because...
Well, there was none.
We had very, very minimal ships in this game.
Yeah.
And that was, like I said, those are that has to be some of the cards with the fewer ships because I don't remember Kim and I really having that few ships available.
Down,
they were all
down.
downs.
There was one up.
There was one up. Mm-hmm.
And it only had one ship.
Yeah.
Type. Which was the ship type we had the most of anyway. Because it was only, most of them were only one down, so there was at least, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, we definitely got to try this on a Thursday with 4 people. But other than that, I think that's it. I think we're going to call it.
I think that, it was definitely a good game. Thank you for having me again.
Thank you for coming over.
No problem.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. We will see you later. We will be back. I don't know if we'll be back Wednesday or not. If not, we'll be back next Sunday for sure with something. But check out the website. I just posted episode 200 of the podcast this morning. So check out whatimplayingnow.com. Subscribe to us on Twitch, twitch.tv/whatimplayingnow, and also subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/whatimplayingnow. Other than that, everybody go play some games.
Yes, and remember, Tabletop Day is in 2 weeks.
Yes, 2 weeks. That's going to be
find your local game store and have some fun.
Yep. I think I'm going to be streaming down from Recess. I think probably out to their Facebook page.
Okay.
I probably won't be streaming out to our Twitch channel on that day. I sometimes stream out to the store I go to, their Facebook page. The name of the store is Recess. So if you look for them on Facebook,
in North Olmsted.
Yep, you should be able to find us there. And I probably won't be doing 24 hours, but I usually get down there early Saturday and stream till very late Saturday. So we usually do Saturday all day streaming.
Okay,
is what I do. So watch us for that. And other than that, we'll be back next Sunday. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you later.